All right, so welcome to the Tiboonda podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the lovely Aquaman that was just dropped by our good friends at DC. Man, I love watching these guys work. I'm Joe, and this is my partner.
Caleb.
My partner, I mean co-host. Co-host doesn't make you subjugated to me, does it?
No,
we're equals.
Yeah,
we're equals
two co-hosts. Yeah, you could be two co's.
Two co-hosts. Okay, it's not like I don't want to make you sound like what's Aquaman's sidekick's name in the fucking animated show?
He had a sidekick.
Yeah, Tadpole, I think.
Fucking
Flounder. It was like whatchamacallit, Barnacle Boy.
Oh god.
It was like exactly a Barnacle Boy, like.
Damn, I didn't know that.
But Barnacle Boy sounds cooler than Tadpole. Honestly.
His name was actually Tadpole? I thought he was just like.
I think so.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Tadpole. Unless that was like a cute nickname they gave to him. But I've definitely seen clips of him being like.
Yeah, that's a really cute nickname. I would love to get that one. Superman.
Like 40 years
Batman.
old.
Tadpole.
Not even a grown frog, just Tadpole.
Yeah.
All right, so Caleb, what did you think about Aquaman? Give me right off the bat, just.
I thought
general,
it was
going into this.
all right. I think it's better than a lot of the other DC movies, but not very great or all that memorable in the long run, I don't think. What did you think?
It was trash. I loved it.
So
I really did I enjoyed this movie, but maybe not for the reasons I intended. So yeah, we have a lot of people already clicking out of the video. We're not really. I wouldn't consider either of us big superhero fans at all. Would you?
no, I'm not like crazy about any actual superhero property that much. I like the Marvel movies. I'm excited to see where they go. Batman, obviously, because everybody likes Batman. But yeah, I'm not huge.
Everybody likes Batman. Yeah, I was probably the most in depth of Spider-Man.
Oh fuck yeah! I forgot about Spider-Man. Yeah,
the obvious draw to it. Well, not just like the Sam Raimi movies. Also, I really did like. I got this big book. I went to a Scholastic Book Fair, which everyone knows about when I was a kid. I got this big white book that was like, it was like I think it was just called The Amazing Spider-Man, the book, but it was like this huge encyclopedia of Spider-Man that just like started from issue 1, and like each page was like a different character, a different issue or something like that, and like stuff that happened, like little footnotes all over. Very visual guide to the Star Wars universe, and I effing loved it. And there was some great animations in it and stuff like that. And then there's some video games I played here and there. So that I still like when I talk to people who really like Spider-Man and superheroes and stuff. I still realize that. Even with that and flipping through that and playing a lot of the video games and watching Sam Raimi movies, I still realize I'm only like tip of the iceberg compared to a lot of people, and that like people really go like in with these things.
Yeah,
which I respect.
Like the people who liked Batman v Superman and defended it. That's like a next level of fandom, where you are in denial fandom. I don't know.
So when we did I don't know if we're gonna release this before or after we do our Last Jedi one, but I was talking about the Last Jedi one, and how I think there's a lot of like brand response to that, and I'm glad you contrasted me or like said or disagreed with me basically and said that, because relatively speaking to some other brands, especially when you look at like DC and superhero movies, yeah, the brand recognition with the Star Wars or the brand defense wasn't as extreme as you get with some of the DC movies. I mean, people like fucking like go nuts over these movies, like, and they will defend them to it like tooth and claw, which I think is like, I don't know, I gotta say I think it's a little unwarranted a lot of times, and yeah, it sucks to see something you really like just kind of shitty and bastardized in film, but like you sometimes just gotta take it and walk.
But the thing is, like,
and the good thing about
they're like defending it like they don't realize it's shitty. Like, if Aquaman were to come out and we're like, oh, fucking Aquaman sucks. And then they'd be like, well, no, Aquaman's great. Like, no, that's not what they're doing. They would be like, no, Batman v Superman was good. It was a masterpiece. I've heard so many people online like call it a masterpiece. I'm like, dude, it's okay. Like, it could have been really cool, but it wasn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of the yeah, it's one thing to be like, yeah, it wasn't like a fucking great movie, but I really liked it. And here's why I really liked it. And we're recording this in the middle of doing like Star Wars stuff, so we're going to be relating a little bit. And that's how I'm going to talk about Rogue One. It's like, yeah, it wasn't great, but I did like it for a few reasons. And like, there's a few things that hit a couple chords with me. And that's a perfectly acceptable way to defend a movie. But like you said, there are people who defend the DC movies as like, nah, you just fucking suck. This is amazing. But I mean, God, so few of these superhero movies are going to age well. Like,
other than Wonder Woman so far, I've actually never seen Man of Steel. But I feel like I have. Because, like, I can't...
Oh, my God. I kind of know what you mean when you say that.
I can't imagine anything in it really surprising me or, like, me gaining that much from seeing it. You know? I've seen things about it. I've heard people talk about it. I've seen the trailers. I've seen bits and pieces of it here and there. And I've seen Batman v Superman. And I've seen Justice League when he fucking goes back to...
you see fucking Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Honestly,
Did you say Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad is up there. I don't know whether or not I liked Aquaman more than Suicide Squad. I think it's a better movie, definitely. But
you think it suffers because that's not as like batshit insane entertaining?
Yeah, it's not as... I don't know. I love Suicide Squad in some weird way. I think it's a crazy movie.
It's bizarre
to exist.
It is crazy.
It's like
so you got your enjoyment from Suicide Squad. I was more irritated by Suicide Squad when I watched it. Watching Aquaman, I got the enjoyment you got from Suicide Squad in Aquaman. Like, I got it. I think it just took me a few DC movies to get through, but like I got it now, and it's like, oh my God, it's just like you're watching this, just like so many things wrong with just, oh my God, why did you do it that way? You're like, wait, here we go. This is gonna have a wall blow up, and it's just all these things that are like predictable, but for all the wrong reasons.
So,
and I don't know, it was quite humorous. I saw it with a good friend who I saw it with my friend who I saw Suicide Squad with, and we were laughing like a lot during the movie, not with the movie, like not at any of the humor or the jokes in the movie. We were all laughing at the movie. There's a lot of just oh God, I don't even know where to start.
The beginning is fucking crazy. It starts off so crazy.
Yeah, the beginning is like, it's like they got, you know, everyone knows how Suicide Squad was edited at this point, how it was like they got a trailer house, just do a bunch of cuts.
I love that. That sounds like it was made up. Like an Onion article.
I know, right? Seriously. And it's like, it's like they got the guy who did that final cut and they fucking hired him and made him like the lead editor of the DC movies. Because the first 30 minutes of this movie is just like fucking batshit.
I think they should have skipped this. Spoiler alert to anybody who's listening to this, and it's like,
these are all spoilers.
Yeah, this is not a review. Well, it is, but it's definitely spoiler heavy. Whatever.
All our videos are spoiler alerts. I guess we should have fucking. Oh my God, all these poor people who haven't seen Star Wars are gonna get in here and get their fucking Star Wars movies spoiled.
Well, they shouldn't have come to us in the first place. But
yeah,
Aquaman's like fairly new, so anyway. Yeah,
spoilers!
I think they should have probably skipped the whole... I think they could have done this whole intro thing as like a... Maybe it could have been... It's kind of cliche or weird, but it would have shaved off a lot of time, and it didn't really... Like, just some sort of narration.
Voiceover.
Yeah. Or like...
Yep. The world is changing.
Yeah, like some sort of like fucking Lord of the Rings style something. Intro.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I do want to, one of my biggest critiques about this movie is the structure of it. And a lot of people are comparing to Lord of the Rings. And then you get some Star Wars prequel comparisons, and it's very, when I saw it, I instantly recognized those.
I wish it was more Lord of the Rings.
Kind of kingdom.
Like, I wish I got to know the different factions of the ocean better.
Yeah, so they invested heavily in this like narrative with his mother in the beginning and his father, and doesn't really like have that big of an emotional impact in the movie. She just kind of pops up later and is like, "I'm not dead," and she's in a crab costume for some reason.
Yeah.
So I think they could have. Yeah, the beginning it's very awkward, and it's just like the way it's filmed is. It's when she eats that like goldfish. It's just like,
first of all,
is this supposed to be cute and funny? Because it's fucking not.
It's gross,
just, like,
and
it's
you ate
really awkward.
You ate my fucking fish. Like I immediately.
And it makes you want to watch A Fish Named Wanda. Not that movie.
In the theater, I was like,
man, remember when they ate goldfish in better movies?
In the theater, I was like, I would be pissed. It's your fucking fish. You don't know how long he's had that fish. Goldfish can live for fucking ever. It's just she eats it. It's like, bitch, I don't know you. Like, she.
And then it also establishes that like Atlanteans are like they eat fish. I mean, I guess they eat fish. It makes sense they eat fish, but they just eat them raw. Like, if you feel like fish wouldn't swim through Atlantis if that were the case.
Well, I don't think I
there would be like a no-fly zone for fish. Like,
I don't think I would eat something I could have a conversation with. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it's like weirdly mean in some way. It was very off in like multiple levels, not just like in tone, but it's like supposed to be a gag, and it's like,
yeah. It really doesn't add up to much. I feel like for this movie they had a bunch of ideas, and they were all like all right. Some of them were pretty good, but they were all like all right. And they decided to do them all.
But like good cliches, you know? And yeah, they decided to do them all, and they didn't really like focus or stick to one. And so you get these weird flashbacks like later on about him training, and it's just like, it's very like strangely segmented with those flashbacks. And then you get the lovely acting of teenage Aquaman.
Oh my god, that's one of the worst. That kid should get like the Razzie or whatever.
A Razzie?
It was bad.
Yeah.
And
it's like he's at that age where it's like you can, child actor, maybe you should be acting a little better. I don't know how old that kid actually is, but
it should be a lot better. It's bad. I forgot the line he said. Really. It was so bad. It's really about his mom.
You made my mom die? My mom's dead because of me? It's my fault. William Dafoe, I'm angry at you. Yeah. Something along those lines.
And it's like, dude, okay, how many conversations have you and Willem Dafoe had, and you're just now getting that, like, maybe she's dead? Like,
yeah. As much as I love William Dafoe, he probably could have been cut completely out of the movie and would have, like, no dramatic effect, really.
Yeah, no, but I do love him in the movie. Like, I had one of those moments that you have with an actor every once in a while.
He's a sea monkey.
Where, like, you're watching a movie, you're like, he's fucking great. Like, I just love...
Oh, yeah.
You just kind of take him for granted sometimes. But I was watching this movie, I was like, I would watch a movie where Willem Dafoe just fucking, like, reads an encyclopedia and that's it. He's so great.
Yeah.
All the time.
He's effortlessly talented. And when you put that against a bunch of shitty fucking actors... or people who aren't trying.
And he's like...
It fucking shows.
He's like de-aged, too, which is kind of weird. They de-age... another actor that's cool, Jango Fett is the dad, and they de-aged him at the very beginning, which creeped me the fuck out. I think,
dude, I saw this in 3D, and I'm watching the beginning of this fucking movie, and I'm like, why does everyone's face look fucking?
They
fucked?
look
Like,
so.
What am I
weird.
looking at? It was so added to the layer of like bizarreness and of the fucking like disjointed storytelling and of like the weird clash between like hyper realistic Schneiderish setting and rubber mermaid suits,
Power Rangers.
Everything about it was just like, what am I watching? It's insane.
Yeah, they also look fucking weird. When he smiled, Jango Fett, the actor who plays Jango Fett, I forgot his name, like smiles at the mom, and it like creeped me out. It gave me like Uncanny Valley shit.
Dude,
but it's his real...
The thing is, it's like this loving relationship, but it's like, you see this like crusty like old sailor, like see some like hot ass lady washed up on shore, and he's just like, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be weird.
Yeah, it is weird, and you're kind of
like...
If
you've been around sailors, lads, then...
You're like, how lonely... Like, what is this guy's lifestyle that nobody questions this woman that he's, I guess, like married to now. Like they're living together. Does he have no friends or anybody that's like, hey, where did you find this weird fish lady? And then not think he's crazy or like question her, like where the hell did you come from? I don't know.
You know what I wish they played? And I love getting caught up in the beginning because I'm glad I'm remembering this much of this movie. You know what song I wish they played?
What?
The fucking song from Clockwork Orange when he gets out of jail and he goes back to his parents' house. And the fucking song is like this goofy, like almost ragtime song that's like, I want to marry a lighthouse keeper and keep him company. And it's just like this goofy fucking like jingle. And it plays in the, I mean, Kubrick works in the scene perfectly because it's fucking goddamn Stanley Kubrick. But I wanted that song to show up in this movie. That would have been a great homage. And I would have fucking, honestly, that probably would have got me like hella points. Instead, we get like this little like cheesy like fucking thing where it's like a snow globe of a lighthouse, and then like underneath it, it's an H.P. Lovecraft book. And it's like, ooh, oh, symbolism, ooh, foreshadowing.
What would a Stanley Kubrick Aquaman look like?
Oh my god. I don't know. That's actually a good question. I don't think that would. That's one of those things that would probably never happen. So I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But I imagine it being very symmetrical.
Be like unsettling. I feel like all the fish stuff would be like unsettling, which it kind of is in this movie. But
there's a guy in a bedroom getting head from a guy in a fish suit.
I don't know. I mean, so are the Atlanteans, are they like a different, like, species?
Well, kind of. See, this is the thing about it. It needs to if the movie wants to be about this giant war underneath the ocean, and about this, like, epic conquest, and about becoming king, it needs to take the Lord of the Rings approach, and it needs to give you that intro where, you know, you get like what, maybe 2/3 through the movie, and then they give you the history of Atlantis. The movie needs to start with that.
They even did that in Justice League, even though it was completely unnecessary with the fucking mother boxes. It was really bad, but they did that kind of thing.
The only thing I remember about the beginning of Justice League is fucking cell phone Superman.
Oh, yeah.
It's like phone on an iPhone, and then like the iPhone elevates like up like 4 feet, so it gets to like a traditional cinematic level.
That was bad.
Yeah,
I would say the movie never gets to a cinematic level.
Yeah, you got a good point there. Good zinger, Caleb. Good zinger. But it needed that beginning. I saw that when I was watching the fucking. It's like the Atlanteans, and you have this kind of cool little aesthetic to it, where it's so much more. I mean, coming off the back of Justice League, it's so much more inspired. We get like this, like city. It's like this Greek city, and they have like steampunk machines like walking around, and it's like, oh, it's really old, but it's advanced at the time. It's like this Da Vinci-esque like society of everyone's as smart as Da Vinci. And,
yeah, I liked it.
It's kind of cool, but
I liked a lot of the designs of like the Atlantis shit. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
So
put that at the beginning of the movie. Put that the flashback at the beginning of the movie. And then give us the Shire. Then give us the comfy zone of where Aquaman grew up.
Give a lot more backstory to the crab people.
Yeah, the crab people need about like an hour more screen time.
They need their own spin-off movie. Just called...
It's funny because you watch the trailer and you see the clips of like when it's like those two armies clashing, like there's the baddies. But when you watch the movie, the crab person gets like this awesome monologue of like, "We will never bow down to you."
Okay, so that's the best. That part I did laugh out loud in theaters. I thought that was hilarious. Nobody else in my theater laughed. I don't think they understood.
Yeah, but it was fucking. That's like the best part.
It was.
I love it.
It was what I want out of a weird Aquaman movie because he's a fucking crustacean. So
embrace the weird.
He's not gonna have any facial expressions. But they give him such a dramatic monologue, and they close up on his face, his unmoving face. It was fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking great.
It's just
and
little
that, and
claws.
like the shit with like the octopus playing drums, and it's like just go all out, man.
So the tone, it was just like
I don't want to watch like submarines and like fucking.
I didn't mind the submarine thing. So, man, yeah, okay. So
let's jump back to Black Manta's intro. I almost said Black Panther. Black Manta's intro. He's a nice little side villain. He's a nice little Boba Fett-esque side villain. But, like, immediately you get introduced to this character. We don't know who the fuck he is. I thought he was... So, he has this, like, awkward... They stop in the middle of the fucking sub, and he has this awkward dialogue with his dad, who I didn't know was his dad, because it sounded like he said he was speaking to himself in third person or something like that. He's like, yeah, your father was the original Frogman, or something like that. Frogman's a term for Navy SEALs, for people who don't fucking know. And I thought they were Navy SEAls.
No, I meant an actual frog man.
Yeah, it was Tadpole when he grew up, actually. That's the plot twist. But no, I thought they were Navy SEALs. I thought this was like near future, and there's like some super, high tech, you know how these superhero movies are. They got tech that's not real in the near future. I thought they were Navy SEAls operating some crazy shit. And it's a Russian submarine. It's definitely a fucking Russian sub. Probably a nuclear sub. It's safe to assume that subs being used by the Russians are nuclear. I mean, that's just kind of something the audience assumes after watching Red October. And Aquaman shows up, and in my perspective, Aquaman is beating up these fucking U.S. Navy SEAls to defend a Russian nuclear sub. And I was like, kind of scratching my head a little bit. I was like, But yeah, he delivers this like ridiculous exposition in the middle of like this sub bay, where literally in the back, I always look at background actors. It's so fun to look at background actors. If you don't do it, I've worked background, so it's funny to me when I do stuff, and then like when I see other people what they're doing and what I'm thinking the background's doing. And there's this shot where they're like walking like menacingly, let's get this shit done, let's get this sub capped. And then they stop, and he starts to be like, son, here's my knife. I love you, son. I'm not gonna die, son. I'm definitely not gonna die very soon. And then in the background, you just see like these fucking like other accomplices of them, and they're just like stopped, and they're just like awkwardly standing there. And it's like in my head, I'm just like, you think these guys would be like, hey, monologue later, fucking come on, we gotta kidnap this sub. Like the fucking Russian fleet is on their way right now.
Yeah.
And then they start shooting grenades inside the torpedo room of a submarine.
Yeah.
So a lot of people point out you don't shoot grenades inside a sub, and that's like, okay, I can overlook that. But it's like, you're literally like next to torpedo racks. And I know that there was the one that his dad got lodged under didn't have a warhead on. I noted that. But they don't assemble the torpedoes on the submarine, I don't think. I'm pretty positive that when they load the torpedoes and the nukes and the stuff on the submarine, they have them assembled, and they don't like put the warheads on right before they shoot them. So they were shooting a lot of grenades in there. And then not Aquaman, Frogman, fucking Black Manta's dad, like blows himself up so his son will leave. Blows himself up inside the missile room. And I was like, okay, they blew it. I was fine with that. And then later the sub comes back. And they use the sub for like a false flag operation.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
And it's like, you blew it up. Like, you definitely blew it up. I don't know. It's like,
yeah, true.
The sub blow up on the inside. I don't remember that you see an exterior shot of the sub blowing up. I do remember you see a great shot of like Aquaman, like the first time Aquaman's using his like aqua powers, other than just like fighting. He's dragging like a bunch of Russian sailors on rafts, and it looks like they're like on like the log float, and they're like, whoa, and then like shows like Aquaman pulling all these dudes on rafts, and it was like the most ridiculous looking thing I've ever seen on a movie.
Oh, is he just like swimming?
He's like swimming, but
yeah.
He just like swims like a torpedo. He basically flies underwater, really. But it's just like, and then he has like 20 ropes behind him, and then like on the ropes are these Russian sailors are getting pulled like really fast. And they're like, whoa.
So yeah, I liked this whole submarine bit a little bit. I thought it was pretty good action, choreography and stuff like that.
It's a smart way to set up. So it's kind of a smart way to set up. Yeah, there's some nice choreography in the fight scenes. I'll admit that. Maybe not in the one where they like barge into the house and like start fighting Nicole Kidman, but
that was kind of.
See, they have this choreography style, and this is my big problem for me with DC is they have this choreography style that's like really eccentric, and it looks kind of cool now. It's kind of impressive now because it's a little unique. But I just watch it. I'm like, this is kind of cool. This is also kind of weird looking. And I know in 5 to 10 years it's gonna look terrible. Because choreography and fight sequences, like styles, change pretty dramatically throughout like the years. Stuntmen, stunt styles come in and out of style, and that's why you should really like good movies never actually focus that much on fight scenes that much, because even if you have it like choreographed by the best people in fucking Hollywood, in 5-10 years it's gonna look weird or dated or stylistically not in palette, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And it's just,
what's an example?
They're weird looking.
Do you have a good example?
You have like the Rocky movies where
oh god, I watched Rocky 4, like the end of Rocky 4 not that long ago. The boxing match is awful. Speaking of Dolph Lundgren's in this movie, I was not expecting that, but
yeah, right.
They don't block their heads at all. They don't even pretend to try to block their heads in the Rocky 4 movie.
And you get these like exaggerated sound effects that are like, and then you get repeated sound effects in some of them where it's like the same like, and it's just kind of like it's like a fucking video game.
But the sub one I thought was good. I didn't think they were Navy SEALs. I guess I already assumed he was Black Manta, so I was kind of like, okay, this is a bad guy. Aquaman's gonna come. But I loved the end of this part because I thought it was going to set up something better throughout the movie, some like through line of his character, which is in retrospect is kind of funny to think that there was a lot of like character development that was potential. Yeah. But like, sure, Black Manta is a bad guy doing this bad thing, but like the rules of superheroes are you should save everybody, even if they're bad. You should attempt to save everybody. Yeah, so like the dad is just like they're completely helpless. You know, he's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to hurt anybody now.
Probably never going to walk again, honestly.
Yeah, so like he should have saved him and he didn't, which I was like, that's kind of cool because Aquaman's like a fucking bro douchebag. He's out going rogue. He has no responsibility. So he did this shitty thing and now Black Man is going to come back. I thought maybe it could have like led to something interesting later on.
Oh, it totally could have. Yeah, it totally could have been a great setup. I mean, I don't want to jump forward because I do want to lead into this, but I'm gonna skip forward just for this one point. It's like if he like decimated the Greek village and Aquaman stopped and was like, "Oh God, this is my fault. I could have stopped this. He's bloodthirsty with revenge because I killed his dad, and like I could have done better." And like, but it's like nah. It's just like a pillar falls on one dude and then they like conveniently lift it up and it's like, oh, it was conveniently hoisted above me by a foot, so I was just trapped, but not uncomfortably.
He should have like apologized. That's what I wanted in the movie.
Yeah,
like
him
be like, hey, I could have.
And to be fair, that is the end of the movie. Is him like, oh, I'm not gonna kill you, just arrest him. But it's so not like it's just like. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill him, arrest him. It's not like anything more than that. It's just, it doesn't have like a moment of reflection.
Oh, you forgot a shot of the movie that I was like, this could have been the beginning of the movie. Like, there's 4 ways you could have began the movie. All the...
A lot more than that, but yeah.
All the
4 generic ways.
Atlantis backstory stuff, which we kind of talked about would be a great way to begin it. I guess you could have done the mom, dad setup and then just, make that actually important. You could have just started with the submarine and be like, oh, who the fuck?
Yeah, you really could have, honestly.
And then there's that shot that's just in between those 2 beginnings of the movie. 3, really. That's just him at an aquarium where when he's a kid and a great white shark is in a fucking aquarium. That doesn't...
Oh, yeah, here. I'm going to let you go on your tangent about this. Go ahead.
That doesn't exist. There are no great white sharks in aquariums in the world. You can't keep them in a tank. They haven't made a tank big enough to do that. So that's kind of stupid. But
every marine biologist who saw this movie hated themselves.
Yeah, like crab people do not act like that, first of all.
Crab people are way more expressive in their monologues.
But yeah, like that shot, I feel like was made just to be in the trailer or something. Like,
yeah, it feels like that. Yeah.
Or you could have started the movie like that, kind of like one of the Harry Potter movies does that, where he's like he talks to the snake or some shit. But like,
that's the snake.
I don't know. And then you could have been like, oh, there's Aquaman, and then skip to like him as an adult. But it's just randomly put in there. You're like, okay, we get it. We know he's the son of a fish lady. Like we know who Aquaman is. Let's skip this part.
While we're on that scene, I want to mention something that I thought about. They do that scene, and they so in the cartoon, the traditional thing with Aquaman is he quote unquote talks to the fish, really communicates with them telepathically. And then in the cartoon, he shoots like these little white circles out of his head, like bloop, 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 bloop. And they fucking go, and that is the visual representation of him talking to the fish, or telekinesis, whatever, with the fish. You don't need to show that in the movie. The fact that was in the movie was strange, because the reason that's in the cartoon is because the cartoon is like a low budget, kind of terribly animated, fucking
it's like Hanna-Barbera
show. Yeah, it's got that minimal fucking like cell fucking like use where it's just like, oh, we need to talk to fish. How do we show it? Just like bloop, 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 bloop. And then it's like, oh, okay, we get the message. It's like in the movie, it's like you can look at the fish, you can see his eyes change colors. You can manipulate the audio a little bit more. You can be a little more cinematic with it. You can zoom in on the shark while it zooms in on him. And there's like so many ways to say it. And it's like instead they're like, well, the circles come out of his head when he does it. So we gotta make the circles come out of his head. And it's just, you guys have no fucking creativity whatsoever. Like, not a fucking shred.
I don't know, that didn't really bother me, but I get your point.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't bother me that much, but I thought about it. I was like, you don't need that. Like, that doesn't need to be in the movie. There's other ways to film someone getting someone else. I mean, think about scanners. Like, holy shit. Like,
oh, yeah. Well, that's
fucking,
all.
Like, come on. Like, exactly that.
It's
like,
just
exactly
acting.
That kind of
those scenes are crazy to me when you're like, these are just two guys in a room.
It's acting, it's cool shot effect, it's sound mixing, it's directing. It's all that stuff. Instead, it's like, we'll let the CGI department take care of it, and they'll make the fucking idea of him talking to fish for us.
So what's next? Does it introduce Atlantis now? And
that wall blows up. I don't. Yeah, we get to Patrick Wilson, and it's...
Well, there's the scene where he goes back and he's talking with his dad, who now has a normal-looking face. And he's in the bar, and they're drinking, and then those people come and want to take selfies with him. I liked that scene. I thought that was cool.
Okay, so I do want to talk about this one, too. Another example of just, like... just kind of a sigh. So at this point, it was like there was like two scenes already where it's like they're delivering exposition and then a wall explodes, and this is a recurring theme in the movie. I think there's 3 scenes total where it's like just this heavy-handed exposition. The movie gets bored of this, and then a wall explodes and there's a fight scene. It's like in the beginning when the mom is on the couch, and then the fucking like goofy fish costume comes in for the first time, which was. I like those, but it was very goofy the first time you see it because it's very like I said, not Nolan-esque, fucking Schneider-esque,
very Nolan,
like setting in this lighthouse,
Nolan,
and then you see
Batman-esque.
this fucking goofy fish costume come in, which I like those costumes. I did like them, but like, and the contrast to that setting, it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it looked like.
And then later, and then you get it.
Style.
Yeah, it did look like that, and then you get into the sub scene. After they steal sub and they do the false flag with it, where it's like this, just like literally the bad guy's like, here is my evil plan, and you will join me and help me with this evil plan. And it's like, I probably won't, I might, I'm not sure yet. And then like a wall explodes.
Is that?
And then there's like a fight.
Is that when the sub comes back?
That's when Dolph joins them.
So, what is the difference between Atlanteans
like
and Dolph Lundgren's like faction? Are they just like a different? Are they just in a different location? But they're the same, like.
Yeah, it's just privilege.
Okay, because it's like them. It's those two, the fishy looking fish people, the crab people, and then
the krill or the krill or the brine. It was one of those two.
the brine.
Because those are both kind of synonymous, I think. I know there's a fisherman out
Wasn't
there.
there supposed to be like 7?
There was 5, I think.
5?
There's the trench people. Okay, yeah, okay. Here, I got it. The Atlanteans.
Yeah.
The Dolphlumbrians.
Yeah, they're just different.
The disgusting teenage mermaids.
Yeah.
And the baby carriers. The krill and or brine, the crab people, and then the trench folk. I need to shoot a Lovecraftian scene for the trailer.
Oh, are those the ones that come up on the boat?
Yes,
Ooh.
those are the ones in the entire scene that James Wan made this movie for.
I liked that scene a lot. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that was the literally, I think fucking what's his name? James Wan made this movie to make that scene.
I can see that. It flexed.
I think that was like literally it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do like a Lovecraft scene, and then like the rest of the movie was just like B Unit.
Yeah. Well, that scene actually like used James Wan's scary like horror elements to his advantage.
It did for like it uses aesthetic, and then when it first showed up, I really liked it because it was like this really sudden, like oh fuck, and I was like whoa, what is that there? And it was like kind of cool, and then it's just kind of like they get in the cabin,
yeah,
and then they start breaking some glass, and it's like, yeah, Amber Heard's not gonna get her guts ripped out by a fucking fish monster.
No, that would have been cool. Wait, but how did they get out of that situation?
Oh, you don't remember how they got out of that situation? That's one of my favorite parts of the movie. They light the flares because the things hate light.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Well, that was cool, but what they do is they jump in the water and they're going in the water. I don't know if flares work underwater. I've never lit a flare underwater. I did light a flare when we were filming that independent movie, and it smelled fucking terrible. Never breathe in flare. Road flare, if you breathe it in, it's the worst thing ever.
It's the number one Google thing about flares.
Yeah. But anyway, so he lights the flares. He's lighting the flares underwater, which I don't know if that works. I'm sure that's underwater flare. It might work. I'm sure they looked up for the movie.
Work.
Maybe that's being a little generous, but I was fine. I believed it. I'm not criticizing that. And then they go underwater, and the scene ends, and it's like they're getting swarmed. It shows like fucking hundreds of thousands of these like fucking trench people, and then they just go through like a fucking portal. There's literally just like a portal that just teleports them out of the fucking problem.
Yeah, like Rick and Morty style.
And then it takes him to fucking Caprona in the center of the world with like it fucking like, and that's where he meets his mom. And it's so very convenient. And I thought about it, I was like, what the fuck is that? Why the fuck is there a portal here? And then I was like, oh, okay, so they had the map before that, and this is probably where the map led them. And so I was like, alright, that's passable. As ridiculous as it was, and as much as it was just like a giant fucking like, we have a problem, and it's like, oh shit, there's a portal there, you know? I was like, I'm a little on the fence with that one, honestly. I don't know how to feel about it. Because it's like, yeah, I did, as an audience member, I didn't know that that's what they were going for. I didn't know that they were like, the map showed us a portal to the center of the earth. Or something.
Same as when they're in...
It's just kind of like, oh, we got this map, now we're on a boat. Fish people attack us. Hey, a portal, sweet.
Same as when they're in the desert and they just fall into the hole that is the place they were going. I guess Amber Heard knew they were going there, but like I was like, okay, where are they? What are we looking for here exactly? And then there's like the Raiders scene.
It's all very convenient. It's all very, very convenient.
But like this movie, to this movie's credit, it just keeps moving. You don't really get a chance to be like, wait, what the fuck? You kind of just like it's already another thing that's like distracting you from the last thing that happened.
Well, oh yeah, that's like a fucking strategy in writing movies nowadays, where it's like it goes so fucking fast, you don't realize how fucking sloppily written it is.
The one scene
it's fucking bad. It's shitty.
The one scene that kind of slowed down, but it was very like, oh, this is the cute scene, which I actually liked it. But it was when they were in like Italy or whatever, And Amber Heard's like
Oh my God.
eats the rose and shit like that.
Are you joking? Oh my god, that scene was like.
I don't know.
All right, there's two parts of this
I
movie
have a crush
that I was,
on
like,
Amber Heard, so
fucking
I was just like,
laughing. Oh, Amber Heard's, dude, Amber. I didn't realize I had a crush on Amber Heard until I saw this movie. All right, look, we're both bachelors. Like, yeah, we're not critiquing the movie right now, but holy shit, Amber Heard
yeah,
is beautiful in this movie.
that
Oh my
scene's
god,
just her being cute and just I don't know. And I love the setting.
yeah. Anyways, that's
I was like, I want to be there. It was just a nice little, and it was a different from the whole. And then a fucking wall explodes. It's like it happens every time. There's like a moment.
and then a fucking wall blows up.
Yeah, it's like the Kool-Aid guy busts in or something.
I think maybe we shouldn't jump over to the acting just yet, but I have two big things in this movie. Let's start with structure. I have way more than two big things, but I have two big things that I want to talk about right now. Let's start with structure, where it is like this kind of like Indiana Jones-esque like quest for the map and the quest for the trident, which he's looking for. Which I like the idea of it, but it feels like 20 minutes of the movie that it was just like, man, I guess they're gonna go look for the trident now. You know, if that was the main goal in the story of the movie, it would be pretty cool. If you give us that make the movie about a quest for the trident and like the beats for that, and get the trident, and then at the end there's a giant battle over the realm, and then bam, that's a movie. You got one. Instead, it's like, it's like, I guess they're gonna go look for trident for 20 minutes. Roll the Pitbull song.
Oh my god! I counted. There's 4 Pitbull needle drops in this movie. 2 of them are repeats.
Really?
4
Four?
of them. 4 of them.
What? I only thought there was a fucking Africa.
Nope. 4 Pitbull needle drops.
Oh no.
It's bad.
You can't have Pitbull in your movie. Is this Sony? Why is this? Is Pitbull Sony? Why do I feel like Pitbull's Sony? No, he's not Sony.
No. Yeah, 4 Pitbull needle
What the
drops.
fuck?
It's kind of impressive. I don't know another movie other than like The Graduate with Simon and Garfunkel that just needle drops one artist that many times. Or like Purple Rain with Prince.
Yeah.
It's like it.
Purple Rain with Prince.
But
Yeah, and then moving on to my second issue that I want to address with this is that, yeah, you get this little side adventure, and then you get these fucking just like hack intros to these settings that are just like somebody wanted to shoot like a terrible music video or something, or like a commercial. Anyways, yeah, so that song is already kind of a fucking meme of its own. Like, it's kind of a joke of its own. Like, the song was, I think it got famous for being like a shitty karaoke song, like a song you sung karaoke when you're pissed drunk, right? Like, am I wrong to assume that?
I don't know what the meme is with Toto Africa.
It's not a bad song.
No,
I'm just
it's
saying,
but like
it is kind of revived through a meme.
I watched this video.
Which does kind of make it a joke.
I watched this video on YouTube and I was like, I don't know why, but this is like kind of helps me figure out why the song has like had this weird meme revival. But it was this video that
Say Mimi?
yeah, meme. It was like
Me.
it was Toto or Africa by Toto played in an abandoned mall. And it was just like and it just kept it was like a totally lit mall and it just kept cutting around and it was playing on the overhead speakers and it was like the exact location that song should be played. It was kind of
Oh
great.
my god. Yeah, that's like a visual aesthetic representation, isn't it?
I don't know why. I
That
can't
is
explain it, but that exactly sums up the meme, sort of. I don't know.
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
It's a great video. It's actually kind of like moving in
I
a
can't
weird
explain
way.
why that made me laugh so hard, but it did.
It's perfect.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's perfect.
That's one of the funniest things I've heard like in 2019.
It's better than Aquaman. That's for sure. Video.
Zing!
Zinger!
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely got the right fucking subtext now. I don't know. If the movie embraced more goofiness, I don't know. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre you can't not like kind of like. I don't think I could say that I wish it wasn't in the movie. Because it just like adds to that fucking laugh value I got out of it.
Yeah.
But what really was like embarrassing and kind of hilarious for me was fucking when they go to Italy. And like, or when that's Italy, yeah, that coastal shore.
Yeah, I think so.
The Mediterranean, and it's like you get this fucking like ridiculously like kind of long music video I don't know, what song was that? I don't even remember, but it's like a song you hear come on in like your dentist office while you're waiting. I'm not gonna say it was a bad song, but it was just like, I'm watching a fucking shampoo commercial right now. Like you see Amber Heard, they have like Amber Heard's like hair flipping, her hair fucking like terribly dyed red hair, like flipping into the fucking wind.
I liked Amber Heard's hair and her outfit, but I was just like, I just kept thinking of her as Poison Ivy the whole time.
Oh yeah,
it's like you could just copy and paste that and make her Poison Ivy.
You know what and I gotta talk about. I do want to talk about the costumes a little bit. I don't know what to do now, but I guess I could tie that in with the acting part. I want to put that off, but it keeps fucking coming up, so maybe we should just address it. The costumes in this movie are so fucking jarring because of the transition between CG and live action. It's day and night, and Amber Heard's outfit looks fucking. I mean, okay, yeah, like we said, she looks good, but it looks fucking ridiculous. And then when it's like in the CG version, it's like got this glistening light. It's like it looks like it's like fish scales, and it looks like it's like glowing, and like how you think of like a mermaid tail kind of. And then you get these like flat wide shots, and it's just absurd looking.
I got the sense throughout the movie, and I don't know if this is the outfit or the direction or what, but I got the sense that she could not fucking like move in that outfit or something.
Yeah, I think she hated it.
Like,
and I
like when it would.
We'll talk about this more in the acting, but I think she hated being in it.
When it was pulled out a little bit, like the camera pulled out of scenes where they're talking. There's one scene in particular where they're talking to Willem Dafoe like in secret in some ship or something, some sunken ship, and it pulls out, and then you can actually see her whole body standing there talking. I'm just like, she's not moving at all. Like, I feel like she can't move or something. Like, it's super tight and weird. I don't know.
And there's so many other costumes in this. I mean, I talked about the Atlantean soldier outfit earlier, which at first I was like, oh my god, it's like Power Rangers. But I later grew to like it because it was kind of ridiculous, and it had like this thing where they lost their arms, and like they would have like water would squirt out, and they would like seal it together with gel, and pretty cool stuff like that. I ended up liking the aesthetic and the laser shooting, and it's ridiculous, but it's like high quality and it's kind of fun. But the problem is it's also contrasting with like the Snyderian. That's the new word we're gonna coin. Snyderian, the Snyder-esque Snyderian universe, and it's like it doesn't fucking work. But then when you get some of the more ridiculous scenes and some of the more underwater stuff, it looks fucking awesome, and I love it.
Yeah.
And then we move on and we get like these jarring shots where it goes from CG to live action, and oh my god, like it looks so different. And especially with fucking the mother's outfit when they find her with the crab outfit. I guess the idea was that she was hiding amongst the trench people for so long, but there's no trench people there. The trench people didn't follow them to the portal. Unless she's just dressed up like crab.
Trench people.
Yeah, is that?
I think we all know some trench people in our lives.
The trench people. I'm a trench person, I'm not gonna lie. The trench people. You don't want to hang out with them, he's in the trench. Yeah, that shit was just like, oh my god, it's like clearly like this fucking like latex rubber, like, it's ridiculous looking. It's supposed to be this emotional, I thought my mother was dead, and it's like, no, I'm alive, son. And then like they hug, and she has like a dorsal fin, and fucking Jason Momoa is like trying to wrap his hands around her without like fucking getting in the way of her dorsal fin. And it's like, this is fucking, it's like, what the fuck am I watching? This is insane.
I know, but I wish it just doubled down on the fish shit.
Yeah, it needed to double down. Though. Like, that's really the only way.
And it
would have been fun. It would have been fun and fucking wild and great.
When I saw the fucking octopus playing the drums, I was like, huh. Yeah. I hope there's more of this shit, and then this movie's gonna be great.
And you could have an epic Lord of the Rings with that goofy, wild vibe too. I mean, look at the fucking Mad Max Fury Road. You get like the doof and shit like that on the guitar, and it's like, it works.
You never lose the sense of fun in Mad Max.
And I'll say, well, the first time I did see the doof in Mad Max, I was like, where are we going with this? Is this going to be like Mad Max 3? But it didn't, and they made it work. And if they did it there, then they could have done an Aquaman 2. They made this wild, kind of goofy fucking embrace of the world. And it could still be epic, it could still be threatening, it could still be tense, but it could still be,
So,
and that's what really could have made it, like, great, I feel like.
Yeah, no, it should have been more fun, definitely. But I want to, because you were talking about the Atlanta.
I still want to talk about the costumes before we move on. So
yeah, so I want to talk about this scene about the Atlantean costumes. So first of all, I don't know why they give a fuck about Black Manta, the Atlanteans. It's like he's just a guy. Okay, but anyway, so they want to team up with him and like give him some technology, and so they're like, "Hey, here's a gun that like could kill Aquaman pretty easily. Here's all this suit and shit. It's just you got it, dude." He's like, "Okay, cool.
It's pretty cool scene.
I'm going to take apart all this technology. I have no idea how the fuck it works. Put it in my head for some reason. Put it in my helmet." Like I wanted that. Like I could imagine another way to do that scene, like an easy parody of that scene. Is like he just takes it all apart and he's like, "Oh fuck, I don't know how any of this works." And like it's all broken, and he's just like out of a fucking gun. He's like, "I'm gonna need a bigger helmet." It's like, I guess for fans of Black Manta, I don't even know who the fuck he was before I went.
All the Black Manta fans out there. You know there are people though. You know there are people who are like, "I'm a Black Manta fan. You fucking dare respect me."
Yeah, I guess it'd be fun for them, you know.
I get what you're saying. And no, that could have been a great joke, actually. And you want to talk about humor in DC versus Marvel movies, that's exactly a fucking, like, Marvel type of humor where it would be like, this dude, like, this, and he's ripping apart and he's welding shit. And then he, like, looks at it and he's like, "Oh, God, I broke it."
Yeah, like...
And then it's just like, and then he's like, and then he puts on the helmet. It's like, weird, but this works.
Yeah.
When that scene came on, my friend next to me looked at me and was like, "Oh, this is a totally different movie now." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's way better than what we were watching." I love that scene when he puts the thing together. It's fucking great. I don't know. It's cliche in the best way possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I could have used a little. You know what they could have done? There could have been a scene in the beginning where he's trying to shoot Aquaman, and Aquaman like bends the gun or something like that, and then like it's just like, oh, and then it's like, oh, he doesn't use like he needs it. He needs it in the most critical part of his body where Aquaman can't fuck it up, you know? He can't be disarmed of his head.
Yeah, I never really understood
fucking rip his head off.
Why he's like, alright, gun, great. But in my helmet, then it's better.
You think he would like guns more because he's not an aquatic fish person and he's a ex-frogman or whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was interesting.
One thing I want to... This is super going back. But I just want to throw it out there real quick and then go back to costumes. There's a line when Aquaman saves those Russian sailors in the beginning that kind of doubles down on the what the fuck, when it was like when I thought it was SEALs versus fucking like Russian nuclear submarine. It was Aquaman saves all the sailors, and then he's like, "No, I'm not going to save you. These are innocent men you attacked." And it's like, they're really not. They're not innocent men. They joined the military. They're enlisted. They enlisted by choice. They joined the submarine corps or whatever. Submariners. Submarines exist to go into foreign waters and wait there and be an intimidation threat or, even like saboteur threat where they're like sinking civilian supply ships. That's what submarines have always been. If you look at like history of submarines, and I don't know how it is in the Russia or Soviet Union or Russia now or whatever, but if you look at most submarine histories, it's like submarines are pretty clandestine operations. And when you have like higher echelon clandestine operations and more like elite military stuff, they usually only take enlisted soldiers, and basically people who believe in the cause, people who are kind of, I don't want to say fanatical, but like the state can trust, and it's like. Nuclear submarine sailors, innocent people. Yeah, maybe not. I'm not gonna really agree with that one a little bit. Yeah, those guys could have been off the coast of New York, like fucking with a missile aimed at New York, and just like waiting for orders.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about costumes? I'm gonna have one last.
All right. Just a side costume I liked. Amber Heard's jellyfish dress. I thought that was cool. More in the vein of how I wanted the whole movie to be, kind of like the octopus playing drums. I was like, more weird shit like that. Also,
you know what that reminded me of? And I could tell she was so embarrassed to be in that fucking scene. And she was probably so embarrassed to watch that scene. But that reminded me of like Queen Amidala's like super crazy getup. But the thing about that is that was like actually like a really inspired geisha kind of high fashion designed outfit, and the CGI jellyfish outfit was like a really embarrassing version of that.
I liked it.
Embraced the movie's goofiness and went with that, it would be fine, but they didn't, and it was kind of jarring, kind of weird. And
can they talk to the jellyfish?
Yeah, the jellyfish like.
Or are they too dumb? Like jellyfish are mostly water. Like, can they talk? I don't know. But
it's just
so Patrick Wilson's whole look. What do you think about that?
Oh my god.
I don't think he was cast well in this movie, and his look didn't help either.
I don't think it was written well either. I have 3 words: Hobbit, elf guy.
Yeah, they didn't need to give him a man bun. That was a bad idea.
It was as well written as the Elf King from the Hobbit. It had the same notes as the Elf King from the Hobbit. It was the Elf King from the Hobbit. And the fact that I can't tell you the Elf King's name from the Hobbit says a lot.
I think, so, just Patrick Wilson in general, I think he was miscast because he's great at being like, kind of like...
I think the character's miswrote.
Kind of like...
I think he was perfect for what they wanted for the role. As the elf from the Hobbit. I think they nailed it. But I think that's terrible.
They should have...
To aspire for a villain.
They should have given it to an actor that's just naturally weird or off-putting or something.
Should give it to William Dafoe. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would love to see him play another villain at some point.
Oh my god, that would have been fucking great. He's such a great... I mean, yeah.
Well, that age difference wouldn't have made sense at all. Well, wait.
But they already de-aged him.
Well, is Patrick Wilson supposed to be younger or older than Jason Momoa?
Younger? No. That's a good question, actually. I want to say younger. I really do want to say younger, but I don't think so.
I don't really buy that, though. But
I don't buy that they're related at all.
No.
Because Jason Momoa is like fucking like Pacific Islander, and he's like fucking like Scandinavian.
Yeah, he's about as white as humanly possible. I like Patrick Wilson. I think he's just James Wan's dude. Like he's just his Samuel L. to Tarantino. It's just his guy. He's going to be in all his movies.
I'm definitely, like, as much as I hated the character, and I don't think I can really put any of it on the acting. Because, like I said, I think the script wanted just to write a generic fucking Elfman villain. And I think they casted perfectly for it. And I think he acted perfectly for it, but I think it's just the weakest writing villain you can get. And that's what they got. And then he also dressed like Bible Man. Like, the line where he delivers Ocean Master, I call me Ocean Master. Like, that line should have been him, like, fucking punching a shark or something. I don't know. Lord of the Deep or something like that. Or
Ocean Master.
Like, I know, I'm sure Ocean Master's from the comics, and it's, like, the lore of it. But, like, I don't know. It could have been delivered in 100 different ways. And I think 92 of those ways would have been better.
That 93rd one was bad, though.
Oh, yeah. The other 7 were fucking worse. It could be worse, but, yeah.
Sea God.
No, I mean, using the Ocean Master. It's like Ocean Master saying, call me Ocean Master, sounds ridiculous. So find a different way to say Ocean Master to make it sound cool.
Yeah.
Be like, you're the master of Atlantis. You're not the master of me, or some shit. No, I am the master.
No.
I am the master. No! Unlimited ocean!
Oh, God.
Unlimited water!
So...
I know we don't fully agree on this because we talked about it after the movie came out, but really bad acting in this movie from my viewpoint. A lot of really bad acting. And not just necessarily bad, like people who can't act, but people who just didn't really care, it seems. Jason Momoa, I want to talk about Jason Momoa. A lot of people like Jason Momoa. I want to like him. I want to like him a lot more than I do. I really do. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I feel like a lot more than I maybe should. I don't know. Time will tell. But I don't think the guy's a very good actor. I think he's like one of the actors who like wouldn't survive the transition to sound. Where it's like he has this great visual presence, He has like this great visual presence, and he looks great on screen, and he's like exactly what you want from a fucking like on-screen hero. Then he opens his mouth, so
He can't make it to the talkies.
maybe if I peed on it. It's just like a lot of his lines are just like, and like I don't have a fucking great voice. I don't think I would ever be able to get to that level of acting because I don't. Well, obviously I don't have the looks, but then also I don't think I have the voice to accompany. I don't think I could achieve like a Tom Hanks kind of because I don't have that kind of. And I think Jason Momoa is kind of close to being on the same boat with me. Jason Momoa sounds a little more gruff and tough than me, but I don't think he pronounces things with quite enough energy that a lot of professional high-end actors do, and he just makes him, I guess it makes him feel a little more everyman sense in some ways, but other times it's like, this guy's got no fucking vocal range. A lot of his lines in the movie seem to just range from like, and then there's like other times it was just like, when he didn't need to be excited, he was just like, yeah!
My man!
And that was like, yeah, my man. that was like the range of his fucking like vocal acting abilities, and it's like, fuck. And it's like, dude, look, a lot of people like him. I get why people like him, and like I said, I want to like him more because he has an amazing visual on-screen presence. But like, it was like watching a fucking wrestler act in a lot of times.
That's a good point. I could see him have been a wrestler.
Yeah, at one point I thought he was. No bullshit. But and then you get Amber Heard, and I know you're okay with Amber Heard, but I felt like Amber Heard really a lot of times didn't want to be in this movie. Like, I felt like a lot of times she was just kind of like embarrassed and or annoyed to be there. And I can't say she was, but it feels like it.
So Jason Momoa, I'm like basically agreeing with you. I think I disagree with you in general on that the actors didn't try or they didn't.
Actually, before we jump over to Amber Heard, let me go back and give Jason Momoa some credit. At first, I was really harsh on him. When I walked out of the movie, I was like, "Oh my god, it's terrible." And I thought about it a little bit, and I thought maybe he was a little uninspired by the script. Like, I don't think they maybe properly motivated him. I feel like his character is written like brooding and then like bro-chant. Brooding and then bro-chant. I think his character was written like that. Mm-hmm. So I guess I can kind of... Like, you know, you think of an actor and you think of, oh, what are they... It's like The Rock with, like, raising his eyebrow, and it's like, oh, what are they good at? It's like, oh, let's make him do this. And then it's like, sometimes when you're in a script, you don't realize that you're making him do the same thing, like, fucking 20 scenes in a row. And I feel like Jason Momoa might have... My opinion on Jason Momoa might have come off a little bit because of that. But
I think the one scene...
So I'll give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt for that. And I think maybe if they had a better script and better ideas behind the direction, then...
The scene when he talks to the Kraken thing, I think, was him doing his best, and I think he did all right for that scene. It's the only scene where really Aquaman seems to, you know, be less of a bro and actually be self-aware a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jason Momoa was all right.
Do you think he fucked that thing?
Yeah, he fucked it. That was the trade-off.
He fucked the Kraken.
Yeah, he needed to fuck it.
I got those vibes. Like, I really did get vibes. Like, he fucked that.
Yeah, it's like, I will help you under one...
No one has banged me for 8 eons.
Under one condition.
It's like the other people were like, you're just too gross, and they died. And then it's just like Aquaman was like, I really want this trident.
My man.
I really want this trident.
But Amber Heard, I thought, yes, I did get the vibe that she was like uncomfortable at times. But I think when she tried her best to elevate, that's the vibe I got, was that she was like, this is kind of dumb, but I want to make this not dumb. Like the way she delivers her lines in most of the scenes.
Well, here's what I got from it, and I don't disagree with you. I got the vibe of a very good actress, but who doesn't really care that much. So it's still above the level of serviceable. It's still above that level. Serviceable is not a compliment, by the way. But I got the vibe where it's like, she's a good actress. She's a very good actress, but I don't think she cared. But because she's, you know how you talked about William Dafoe, and it's just kind of like effortlessly, you know, talented.
Yeah.
I think she kind of landed there too, where I think she really didn't give a fuck, and then she's still a good actress, so it kind of worked. And then she's next to Jason Momoa, she made her look a little better. don't want to throw that kind of shade,
But yeah, that's why I liked that one scene in Italy, because I feel like it played to Amber Heard's strengths a little bit. And I wasn't.
You mean when she eats the flower? That was like the most awkward thing I've ever.
But it was the focus was on her. She was in a real world setting. She wasn't wearing her fucking stupid outfit that I don't think she could move in. I don't know.
I think she was still. I got very embarrassed. That scene, the jellyfish scene, I got very embarrassed vibes from. I could see her in the theater, watching at the premiere and kind of covering her eyes or looking away from the screen and look a little bit, looking at the bottom left corner of the screen, maybe scratching, playing with her hair a little bit,
But it's also it could be embarrassment or oh, this movie sucks or is weird, or it could be embarrassment by all the CG elements involved. That one scene where I was talking about where I really got the sense that
you mean just not knowing how to interact with the environment because there was
or
green screen to interact with. Yeah, okay, maybe.
Or
but I feel
the scene where I was she definitely seemed like she couldn't move or wouldn't move or was told not to move, but so did Willem Dafoe and Jason Momoa. And I'm maybe it was totally green screen, and they were hey, don't move around a lot because that just makes it harder. And because they were all just complete.
That is the worst diss you could ever fucking say to James Wan ever. Don't move around because then I have to block the shot. Because then I have to actually fucking set up a scene and block a shot.
No, it just... Okay, I love James Wan. He's a great director. I actually am a huge James Wan fan. I think he showed. I think he tried a lot, but he put his focus on...
I think he tried in 2 scenes.
Yeah, the
one
trench people.
Being trench people, and then the other being the talking crab. Because holy shit, I've never cared so much for a crab.
That crab is the star of the movie, really.
Yeah, that guy. Holy shit! What if he wins an Oscar?
The Justice League should really be fucking that crab guy. Fucking for
William Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
He can be on the computer at home, tapping away. I have the information you need, Batman. Crabman.
Rick Flag from Suicide Squad.
Oh my god, I hate Rick Flag. No, fuck that. I hate that guy.
I think it's fascinating that I know Rick Flag's name.
Yeah, I only know his name because it sounds like a white dude who does a lot of dip. That's how I connected it to that character. But the fact that you remember Rick Flag is kind of pathetic.
Yeah, why the fuck do I know and love the name Rick Flag? He's one of my favorite characters in Suicide Squad because he absolutely just sucks. It's great.
He acts like he goes through 2 tins of Grizzly a day.
This is Katana.
Katana. She's got my back. Oh, by the way, her sword traps soul of my enemies. That's all the character development you're getting? Watch out.
Oh my god, Katana. Jesus Christ. Anyway, this is Suicide Squad.
Off to that actor for making that remotely path. Yeah, this isn't a Suicide Squad.
We'll get there eventually.
I need to watch it again and then maybe reappreciate it, and then maybe I can give it the proper rating. It's trash. I love it.
I need to put in my Blu-ray from my deluxe special edition Suicide Squad Blu-ray with a booklet inside.
It came in a giant wooden baseball bat. It's a Harley Quinn baseball bat.
It's actually a big fucking Blu-ray thing. It's got a whole booklet inside of all this shit. It's great.
It's got a boomerang.
It's got a holographic front cover.
It's got some rope. It's got some Slipknot because he had a rope. That was his thing.
Oh yeah, he's just a rope guy.
It's got a fucking BET subscription because Killer Croc.
Holy shit! Holy god!
Jesus Christ! How did they get away with that?
I don't know. I don't fucking know how they thought.
All right. Anyways, back to Aquaman. Oh Lord, I don't even know where.
Oh, acting. So yeah, Amber Heard. Yeah, I thought she did a little better, but I get it.
Nicole Kidman. What the fuck?
So okay, she wasn't that bad at the end, and neither was Jango Fett. I think the beginning is.
Jango Fett was fine the whole time because he just played a salt dog, and that's
but I think their de-aging shit had a negative.
I think Nicole Kidman's worst part was when she met Aquaman in Caprona in the fucking center of the earth.
I thought she was just weird at the beginning. She like kind of creeped me out, but I really think it was de-aging.
No, my son. Yeah, it was really weird. I don't know, something about it. I can't really like. Maybe it was just like this maybe it was like the holy trinity of bad acting. One actor trying really fucking hard and like hamming it up. One actor who's a good actress and not trying at all and kind of embarrassed to be there. And then one actor who's just like a fucking jabroni, like doing his like flatline minimum. And it's like the holy trinity of these three characters in the same scene where it's just like, what the fuck?
And a Kraken's trying to get booked.
Yeah, the Kraken.
Who plays the Kraken? Somebody really famous.
No, I don't know.
Really?
Someone really famous voices the Kraken? I don't know.
Yes.
Is it Benedict Cumberbatch?
No, it's a...
Andy Serkis? Is it Andy Serkis and mocap?
No, it's a woman. Does the voice of the Kraken, like a famous older actress.
Judi Dench?
It's like somebody like that. It's crazy. I'll look it up.
It's somebody like Judi Dench.
It's Dame Judi Dench. That would be fucking great, though.
That would be great. That's about where I
Julie Andrews. Fucking Mary Poppins.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Alright. I'm with it.
The Kraken's name is Carathan.
Carathan?
I'm guessing. That's gotta be her.
So, yeah, talk about a glass ceiling. Nicole Kidman and Amber Heard are there, and Nicole Kidman's like, oh, I've been here for like ages. I can't go in, though. And it's just like, they've been waiting for a man. Only a man can go in this cave. Like, I'm not like nitpicking the movie for that, really, but it is like, you know,
is man's work.
It's like you know, and then you get a glass ceiling in the real world, and you get a Kraken in the aquatic world.
Yeah.
That's another thing that makes you think it wanted to get fucked, because it was a lady Kraken, and it was like if a girl went down there, it's just like, yeah, fuck you. It was just like, it was like that Kraken just needed a man in her life, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
There's a lot of missed space between Aquaman getting the trident and him showing up for that battle. It's just like, what's going on there? He is riding the Kraken, you know?
Yeah. You never really see the full... Like, I don't really know what the Kraken looks like, exactly. You know?
Oh my god, you do get to see it in full, but it's such a fucking mess. I hated the design of that fucking creature, because it's literally like 20 different things in one, and it's just like, pick fucking something, stick with it a little bit. It didn't look like a fucking sea creature, it looked like Cloverfield. I fucking was like, alright, this is cool. You got people riding seahorses that look like pretty realistic. You got people riding sharks. You got crab people riding giant crabs in the battle. You got like the Megalodon. This is pretty all really cool stuff. And then you just get like this fuck all like definition of over the top Kraken monster that's just like, it's everything. And it's just like, dude, just pick like 2 or 3 aesthetics and stick with it. Like, you got like fucking 20 going on here. Even just give me a fucking Cthulhu monster again, or I don't know. I when I saw it, I was just like, that's it? That's the thing? No.
I can't wait to see this on small screen, because I always find that, like, on the big screen, I don't notice the quality of CGI as much as when I watch it, like, just on my TV. Then you can really notice if it actually works, or if it just, like, you were just...
Get ready for some fun, bitch.
Yeah, and I think some of it might still be cool, but I want to see, like, how it all looks with the movie theater, like, vibe taken away from it. Acting.
I have this thing about this movie. Are we still on acting? Yeah.
Well,
no, there's some. Yeah, you know, fucking.
Willem Dafoe, fucking great. Patrick Wilson. I thought he was miscast, but I get what you're saying. The
Patrick Wilson was fine. I get what you're saying. Poorly written character.
Crab guy, fucking out of the park. Jesus Christ. Little kid Jason Momoa, fucking dog shit.
He's getting an Oscar this year. Oh my god, that was like, I was watching that. And it was like, oh my god, this is like the Room level.
I don't know how. Okay, so I don't know how you could
cut it out.
You could be a director, film that, and be like, it's going in. I would be like, I don't know how to tell this kid.
You know how? Because they did fucking 60 takes. They were there for fucking like 7 hours, and then they were like, I got 12 more scenes to shoot today. Fuck it, this is fine. That's how that happened.
I would just cut it the fuck out. Or had the younger...
Yeah, you really don't need him to have the freak out. You can just have him give like a reaction shot of him.
Or had the younger kid freak out. Because I think they do that scene twice. It's like him a little bit older as like a teenager, and then like him as like a younger kid. And the kid was better than the teenager.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you're casting Jason Momoa. You're gonna know, like, if someone was like, oh, should we do teenage and kid Jason Momoa and show him growing up throughout the years? And it's like, right off the bat, I'm gonna be like, no, that's gonna be extremely hard. He is a very specific looking person.
Yeah.
No, I would never write that in. I would never write a young Jason Momoa into a script. Ever. Because he's so fucking... He's got such a niche look to him. He really does look like fucking, like, racially ambiguous in, like, a lot of ways.
I've never seen, like, eyebrows like that on a human being.
I can't... Yeah, doing it is just, like, you're setting yourself up for failure, really. It just need to be, like, a voiceover. Just, like, I spent my whole life in training in secrecy. Or some shit like that. You know what I really hated about the fucking main nemesis? Is like how he was so cliche written, like, and it's just this fucking like ridiculous like fucking evil lines. When he showed up to like the seahorse people or the mermaid people.
Oh yeah, that was a
literally
bad scene.
First frame of the shot, I tap my buddy on the left shoulder. I'm like, he's gonna stab him. He shows up and he's just like, hello, Mermaid King. I'm here to stab you. And he's like, you're not gonna stab me. And he's like, yes, I am. And then he fucking stabs him.
Yeah, that was a really bad
And it's just like, that scene is like fucking the schlockiest. Oh my god, I was like laughing. It's just so bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then it's like, you get this awkward ass like teenage actress and like heavy prosthetics. And again, it's like a character who was like introduced to CGI and everything around her is CGI, and then you get like this really like weird prosthetics, and you have these like close-ups of her, and she's like in a baby carrier and like this like battle suit, and it's just like, what the this is fucking just like.
It also, that scene being so lame kind of just made the mermaid like people seem just lame too. I wanted...
Well, you don't know anything about them beyond.
Yeah, and then you just see their king fucking die like a bitch, and then...
This movie sucks at world building, dude. It sucks so much. The only thing you get in lieu of world building is like, you get that flashback to Atlantis, and it's like very quick and very brief. It just kind of feels like it wants to get out of the way. It doesn't really give you an explanation behind Atlantis. It's like, we sunk into the ocean, and then we became fish. It's like the technology turns into fish also. It's like, alright, it was a little loose. But it had a nice enough aesthetic for me to let it pass. She should have been at the beginning. And then it's like, the only other world building you get in lieu of that is like this fucking Attack of the Clones-esque fucking like scene of them flying through the Atlantis city where it's like, look at all these bubbles and fucking CGI fucking Gooba fish.
Big
And it's
Gooba
just
fish.
like, are we supposed to be like wowed by this? Like really? Like really? It's fucking 2018 and we're supposed to be like, wow, like, look at it. And it's like, there was some cool inspired visuals in this, but that wasn't one of them, I'll tell you that much.
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't like wow, but I was like...
I was watching, I'm like, this is Coruscant. This is fucking Attack of the Clones. Like, this is the Star Wars prequels right here. Like,
so...
this is... I'm going to have a bunch of CGI do my world building for me.
This is a element of the movie in the plot structure that I want to get your opinion on, because I don't really know how I feel about it. I know it wasn't done great, but I don't know what I would do to fix it, kind of. So a lot of like what you were saying, like the Trident quest, is kind of cut short because a lot of the movie is built to their first fight. Patrick Wilson and Jason Momoa.
Two exploding walls.
They have that fight, and then he gets his ass kicked, and then they leave to go find the Trident. He's like, okay, I need to get this Trident. And I'm like, okay. But that took a lot of time to really get to, he just needs to go get the Trident.
Yeah.
But I like that it kind of sets up like, hey, like this is how outmatched you are.
Yeah, it does a good job making the underdog. I'll give it that, for sure. It does take two, like I said, when I said the movie should have been a quest for the Trident, that should have been, what sets the quest off. That should have come way earlier. It should have been like, maybe he just tries to return to the throne. Maybe Aquaman comes in and is like, hey man, been gone, but we're flight of the throne. I think I know where our mother might be, or this is her wish. We should be friends." And they just like, "Fucking fight me, bitch." And it's like, "Whoa, okay, fine. You want to fight me?" But instead, I was like caught up in like, "I'll fucking fight you, bro." I was like, "No, I'll fight you, bro." And then you get an octopus playing the drums, and that's like the best part of the scene.
Yeah, it's the best part of the whole fucking movie, other than the crab guy.
Actually, so I really, really like the aesthetics and the set design, or the CGI set design, or whatever you want to say, for the throne room.
Yes, I liked that too. I thought that was really
That
cool.
was like awesome, and I think Atlantis. See, fuck all that shit about flying through the city and that fucking Attack the Clones bullshit of flying through the city for like world building. Give me sets like that. Give me environments like that. That shit was awesome.
Like, I was like, CGI or not, somebody had to design this, and it was really cool.
It was beautiful. Like, it really was. Like, it was like, this is a spectacle. This is like what people. This is the spectacle people go to movies for. Not these uninspired, generic fucking sci-fi fucking like regurgitated shit. Like, yeah. And I was like, oh, this is a really cool set. And I actually kind of liked the scene because it was like, it was kind of aware of the "I challenge you" cliche, because it was like Aquaman shows up and he's like, "I want to fucking fight you, bro," and then he was like, and then Patrick Wilson was like, "Oh, are you challenging me to the whatever, like the royal combat?" And it was like, because he knew he could kick his ass in it, and he was like kind of like egging him on. And he was like playing off his like jabroniness. He was like, "Are you challenging me to the royal competition?" He's like, I don't know what that is, but I'll fucking fight you, bro." And he's like, so it's a challenge for the Royal Championship. And I was like, that was one of the best scenes of the movie as far as like actual like genuine movie making goes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is fucking. I was like, this is the kind of aware of that fucking cliche of the combat.
Yeah, I guess that it just should have been moved earlier in the movie, because it felt very late by the time it got there. You already.
I mean, it is a 2.5 hour movie. It should have been trimmed. I don't like I said about Michael Last Jedi review. The movie's 2.5 hours long. It better be fucking Schindler's List, bro. It better be fucking The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It better be amazing.
Yeah. Movie is 2.5 hours, and to its credit, never boring. I was never really like bored. Actually, I felt the length of it.
It didn't feel 2.5 hours. It felt like an hour 50. I'll give it that, and that's a huge compliment.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And like I'm thrashing this movie pretty hard right now, but like I fucking enjoyed it. I wasn't fucking miserably slogging through it.
Yeah, and I think it's
like I said, part of that was because of me laughing at the movie and laughing at like how it's doing all these things and it's doing all them disjointed and wrong, and it's like awkward looking and strange, but it was entertaining. That's what
I think. A lot of that might be just walls exploding all the time, but it kept my attention. But it never I was never like wrapped up in the movie at all.
You know what shot I really hated?
What?
In the movie? Relating to the arena scene. Like, it was in the trailer, and it's like the shot where they like smash together and like this huge shockwave goes off, and like the audience gets like blasted by the shockwave, and then they look at each other, then they look back forward towards the camera, and then they're like, yeah! And it's like, I don't know exactly what it is about that shot, but I hate it so much. I hate it.
I feel like that was made for the trailer or something.
This like explosion, and then it's like two people look at each other, and they're like, "Bro, did you see that explosion, bro? Bro, I did." It's like, "Was that awesome, bro?" "Yeah, it was." And then they're like, "Wow!" And
I do think they used that in the trailer.
I fucking hate it. And I think, and it's like I guess I hate it because it's like kind of emblematic of like. I think that's what people who make these DC movies think that people watching these movies are like. I think it's like they think they see an explosion on screen, and I think that like isn't that me and you like look at each other and we're like, bro, yeah, love DC, bro.
But in actuality, me and you are like, did you see that fucking crab guy's monologue?
Did you see that fucking octopus in the drums?
I'm proposing a spin-off movie to this, or semi-sequel that's just called like Octopus and Crabman, and it's just them conversing and playing music. And give me...
They have a jazz band. They have an underwater jazz band.
Yeah. It's basically La La Land, and Crabman is Ryan Gosling, and the octopus is Emma Stone. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie.
The octopus is Emma Stone. The crab is Ryan Gosling. Oh, yeah, I can see it. I'm just picturing a crab in the drive jacket with a scorpion on the back, which is kind of funny because scorpions are like land crabs.
I would replace every fucking... I want to see every movie where Crab Guy is the lead character.
Who voiced Crab Guy?
I don't even know how you would even Google that.
How can I Google that without getting reported the
Who voiced Crab Guy?
You'll land on some weird porn for sure.
Oh god. But yeah. So
Aquaman. There's got to be something else I want to mention.
Well, so the Raiders of the Lost Ark scene, I thought could have been longer, which is weird because it's a long ass movie.
Treasure hunt.
But they like
there's a lot of like aquatic gimmicks in it, like looking through the bottle with like the map on it and stuff like that. And it's like
I like that
the note in the bottle, and it's like a lot of aquatic gimmicks, and it's like I like that stuff too. But again, it's this Snyderian contrast where it's like drop it, go nuts, go wild.
I see.
You know,
my thing about it, this didn't make sense to me. Like in the movie, I was like, huh? Like, what the fuck? So they fall into this desert pit. They go into this room. There's like this big gear contraption thing that is going to give them the map or whatever. And he's like, oh, well, it's crazy. This used to be underwater. And Amber Heard's like, holy shit, like, this used to be underwater. Maybe that's why it isn't working. And she puts like a drop of water on it and then it works. I was like, okay, so I guess it's magic. I was thinking more like maybe it was made to work underwater. Like it used to be underwater, not just a drop of water.
Hydraulics and stuff in it. Yeah, no, and other people have talked about that too in other reviews I watched. It's I think the whole thing is put in there to be like a romance building scene where it's like this like incredibly fucking artificial relationship between the two characters, and I think it was meant to be there to be like, no, I need to touch you, and it's supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be intimate, and it wasn't.
Yeah, so intimate, like pulling sweat off someone's face.
But it also would have been, yeah, right. It also would have been a cool moment for like, I don't know, Aquaman to like summon the seven seas to come flood it or some shit or something like that. I don't know.
Just get a whale down there.
I just want to see
the Kraken scene.
Oh,
was good.
I remember one big thing. I'm glad you mentioned the Kraken because I remember one big thing I want to talk about. It's a matter of perspective for this movie, and this kind of ties in with the arena that we were just talking about. So one thing I liked when Aquaman shows up, like everyone in Atlantis hates him. He shows up in the arena, he's getting booed, which is cool. It's a great way to do an underdog scene. At the end of this movie, it is Aquaman riding the fucking terror of the deep to destroy the army of Atlantis. I feel like after that, people wouldn't be too like keen on making king.
Yeah, because you never really get the sense that the Atlanteans give a fuck about the people on land. Anyway, just Aquaman and Amber Heard do.
Yeah, and then there's that, and it's like Aquaman is this dude who shows up, challenges the throne to the rightful king in the Atlanteans' eyes, loses the battle, cheats to survive and get out of the battle. Like obviously he has to survive for the story to continue, but it's not very honorable or anything like that. It's not clever either. He just fucking gets fucking saved.
Yeah, he just jumps in.
And then it's like, so those people who were booing him saw that happen. They saw him cheat his way out of fucking a loss. And then next time they see him, he shows up on literally just like the fucking most like monstrosity fucking beast ever. Like the epitome of evil. Like usually the thing you see like the hero fighting at the end of the movie.
What happened to her after?
And it shows up and it just fucking like destroys the Atlantean army. It's slaughtering the Atlantean troops en masse. And then it's like magical though. It's like they're playing like this hero music, and it's like, yo, this is supposed to be Aquaman's people, really. And then in the end, he defeats them and arrests them, and it's just kind of like, I guess they have to accept him because he has the trident. From the perspective of the Atlanteans, it's like, fuck this guy.
That should have been the after credit scene. Is them just like watching TV? They're just like, the world is fucked. Like, I don't like this at all.
I'm moving to the trench.
I heard the Brine Kingdom's not so bad this time of year. That crab guy, I mean, pretty cool.
You will never live like on the seven seas. He's got like little like fucking, like crabs have like filters for mouth.
Yeah,
little,
that's
like,
the only thing movie about his fucking face. I loved it. God damn it. James Wan, thank you so much just for that.
Wow, that slipped by the censors.
Yeah. So movie.
That's Aquaman.
Movie.
So what would you rate Aquaman on a scale of 1 to 100?
I'd give it like on a scale of 1 to what?
Fucking 100%.
Oh yeah.
On a scale of 107, what would you give that? 107.
See.
100%.
So I'm not sure. I would definitely give it above a 60.
Really? Above
Between
60?
like a.
What's your definition for a okay movie? Like an okay movie, like a mediocre but enjoyable movie.
In the 60s.
You know, I'm trying to think of it. 60s,
usually.
okay.
Because like I think about Rotten Tomato, or basically just how grades work in school. Like a 60 is passing.
Well, grades work different in different countries for school. So 60s passing. See, I went to a different county in the state we grew up in. In my county, it was higher. 60 was like a D.
Yeah, it's a D, but D's passing.
Yeah, but there were like rules where you had to like retake the class if you got a D.
Yeah, whatever.
Or some shit like that.
But I feel like we're on the exact same page because I would say it kind of fits my like the way I think of like grading. Like a D is like you passed, it's not great. A C is like an average score, average movie, whatever.
But to me, 70 still has a degree of creativity and effort into it.
Yeah.
And 70 is also like to me getting a 70 or more likely a 75%. Like if you get a 75% as a movie maker, that's really like that. Take that from me. I'll let you know I'm an asshole. I'm a fucking staunch fucking critic. I'm very critical of everything in movies, even the best movies ever. I'll find things to critique. If you get a 75 in a movie, that's a praise for me. Take it as that. And that's like about what I would give. I would give I think The Force Awakens like a 70 to 75. I think I gave it that in a review. Maybe I might have given it lower, but I don't know.
I'm definitely more lenient, but because like good movies, yeah, if I say it's good, it might be in the 80s. Like
80s is like once you get to the good is like 75 to 80 for me. 80 to like 90 for me is like that's fucking really fucking good, like very good. Once you get above like 90, and especially above 95, that's when you hit the ground of like excellence. You know.
Yeah,
like excellence, and 100 is like The Godfather, and that's like I can't really think of like very few movies other than that off the top of my head. I will be very stingy about giving out
Suicide Squad, Godfather.
Yeah, Suicide Squad. But yeah, no, that's basically my grading curve. I'm very stingy. If you get 75 from me, that's a huge compliment. Understand that almost every movie I will see, like if I watched every movie ever, almost every single one of them would fall in the 50 to 70 range. I really think that's like, I feel like I have a keen sense for effort and talent combination, and I can kind of smell out when effort or talent is lacking in certain areas. And if you get 75, that means you have met the substantial quantity for effort and talents. What would you give Aquaman, Caleb?
Between like a 63 and a 72 right now at this moment.
10% difference.
I'm thinking I would want to give it the grade of like right now like a C minus, so maybe like a 70. Maybe not. I don't know. I flip flop all the time. 68 to 70 right now at this moment.
So this is gonna seem really hack, especially if this ends up being our first episode. But I'm gonna give this a special award, a special percentage, where it's like it was fucking terrible in so many ways, but it was like enjoyable in some other ways, and then it was also very enjoyable in ways that were completely unintentional. More ways unintentional than purpose. So I'm gonna have to put it in this category that I call it's trash. I love it. And that might sound like DC fans might be enraged by that, but like understand that like for a movie to come out and like now, and for me to immediately after one viewing be like it's trash, I loved it, is like that's a huge praise. That's like Death Race 2000, like Star Crash and shit like that. Like those are the kind of movies that usually get it's trash, I love it. And for this movie to come out and not be like like fucking bad puppets and bad animatronics and bad claymation and 70s acting and weird bad 70s camera. Yeah, I'm going to give it that. And I think going forward, you're going to see very few movies that come out that aren't like retrospective reviews that get the "it's trash, I love it" rating. Because it's like, I don't know where to rate this. I don't know whether to rate this like a high 70 because I was thoroughly enjoying watching it and laughing at it, or to rate this as like a fucking like 40% because it was fucking like mind-boggling what kind of decisions they made in certain scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when it falls into the "it's trash, I love it" category.
It's a really weird movie to rate. I still don't know. Like tomorrow,
That's what I'm
tomorrow
saying. That's
I
why
might give it a 60. It's just because
that's why that's why I got that category for it. And I thought about this going into it. I was like, what the fuck would I rate this? Like, what the fuck would I rate this?
we could,
Because I was enjoying. It's a 2.5 hour movie that I like had a good time watching, but not at all for the intentions of what like the purpose of the movie existed for.
except for like moments where you're like, is this supposed to be dumb fun? I don't know. It's a weird movie. It's a lot of movie. 2.5 hours, which is
Trash.
every idea. It's trash. I love it. It's pretty. I'm not on that level. It's trash. I love it. For me, it was just an all right movie. But I think I appreciate it in like a less trash way than you do. Like, I just think it was fine, and it was, some of the designs were cool and shit like that. But
yeah. The thing is, like I said earlier, especially with the costumes, like there are designs that are cool, but just in contrast, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's about it. Are we finished talking about Aquaman?
That is Aquaman. Tune in next time for Crabman and Octopus.
Crabman and Tadpole.
Crabman and Tadpole. Good Lord.
I really don't want to watch this movie to get just to Crabman.
No, man. I want
You like wait like 2 hours in a movie just to be like with like munching on popcorn and like Crabman shows up and it's just like, yeah! Woo!
Yeah, we should go.
That reaction of the arena people where they're looking at each other like, was that awesome, bro? That's me when Crabman comes on.
I want to.
Crabman comes on. I was like, was that a fucking crab, bro? Who's fucking giving monologue? Was that a monologuing Crabman? It's like, yeah, it was, bro. And then we're like, yeah.
I want us to like go to a theater and just like when a cameo happens or something. We just
let's go to San Diego Comic-Con dressed as Crabman.
People are gonna be like,
actually, you be Crabman. I'll be Nicole Kidman in a fish outfit.
People will be like, who the hell are you?
I'll put on a blonde wig and everything.
I'm the crab guy, the star of Aquaman. You didn't pay attention.
A motion master. You didn't realize that?
Tadpole, right?
All right, well, thank you for listening to Tiboonda podcast. Go ahead and hit like if you like the video. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to see more garbage from people like us. We have
trench
Patreon,
people like us.
Things, some links from trench people like us. If you want to join the Trench People Society,
hashtag trench people.
Hashtag. Like go ahead and click the links below. There's Patreon where you can support our campaign to become Ocean Master and things like that. So go ahead and press some buttons, And I think that's it till next time, Caleb.
Signing out.